Heavy is the head, but he wore the crown. Here with an old friend who's the new vocalist for Fire from the Gods. Welcome to the Scandalous Podcast. Myke Terry, how are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. So Saturday night was the first performance in a new chapter for you and the guys in Fire from the Gods. It's been about 48 hours. How are you feeling?
My neck is sore. It's been really.
Can confirm.
My neck is pretty sore. But no, I feel pretty good. It was a really good time. The show was awesome. The fans are great. It was cool to be able to play these songs. This was the first time we've done it live, obviously. So I mean, obviously there were going to be some kinks and some hang-ups because we'd only been playing together for a little bit, like rehearsal-wise. So there's a little rough edges. It's always the first time, so there's always going to be some hiccups. But overall, it was pretty smooth. The guys are pretty comfortable, and we're all pretty happy with the result. So, yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Good. And it's funny, I do have a video of you guys moments before you went on stage. I need to send it to you.
Okay.
I kind of wanted to ask your permission before I Insta-storied it or anything, because it kind of belongs more to you than it does to me. But I just wanted to ask you about that moment. You're going like this, you're like, and shoulders are all bumped up. So what was going through your mind right before you ran up that riser onto stage?
Well, don't trip going up the riser was the first thing. Because the clearance on the stage is so low, I have definitely clipped my head on that before. So just for that show specifically was don't bump your head, and then just relax and have a good time, just kind of enjoy the moment. There was a while that I didn't know if how long I haven't played show in a year, and I just didn't when it gets to be that long, and you kind of wonder, well, when will be the next time this happens. So I just got to remind myself just to enjoy it and just enjoy the moment, and there'll never be a first time of me playing with those guys again. So just try and just be present and just take the ride.
I love that. See, I do have to send you that video. It's great.
Yeah, I honestly, it was such a blur for me. I was so in the zone. I kind of just once we started going, we just went for it. I kind of just blacked out. So it was it's cool to see the outside, an outside perspective of what, because I know where my head was at, and it's just cool. It's really, really cool. It's kind of like an out of body experience almost. It's really awesome.
Yeah, I believe that. And we talked about this a little bit a couple nights ago, but when joining a band with an established fan base, it's a lot of pressure, especially as the vocalist, but with your intensity on stage, your presence, and your vocal talent, you made it okay, and you made it exciting as a Fire from the Gods fan.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. What inspires your intensity? Because you go into this trance, and when you walked in, you were shoulder, shrug, and you were insane intensity. So where does that come from? Were you always like that? Did it take years to have those confident shoulders of shrugging? I got this.
I don't really even know if it would be confidence, I guess. I guess it's just always been in there, it's kind of just a place where I go to where, playing is a form of self-expression, and a lot of times I'm getting stuff off of my chest, and even when in other bands and singing other music, I'm 9 times out of 10 we're going to be singing songs that I can take stuff away from, or I can identify with. So it's super personal to me. So a lot of the times it's the singer was speaking to me on the song. So me being able to be the mouthpiece to convey those same feelings it's really easy to tap in.
Awesome. I love that. And kind of to your point of what you were talking about, the music, hey, even I can benefit from the songs that I'm helping other people with. When I was getting ready to walk into the venue the other day, I was thinking about it. And I was thinking about volumes, and I was like, it's kind of funny. I used to listen to Bend about my ex when it was awful. because he wouldn't bend, and it's come full circle, and this time's too late. And I just loved the full circle of it. It's like 2-3 years later, and he reached out to me like last week, and I loved it because this time's too late.
Too late, plug.
It was. And I was so proud of myself that it was too late. And like the fact that I've gotten to that point, I was like, oh, this feels great. I love this.
Yeah.
I love being out of it.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to feel strong for yourself and feel like you can stand on your own 2 feet. You know, it's a good thing.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah. And that's something I would definitely say that I've struggled with. And like you said, I'm very proud of myself for.
Good.
Yeah.
Congratulations. I'm glad that I could have a hand in that. Me and the guys.
Yeah.
Could have a hand in being a part of that experience. I think that's a beautiful thing about music. A lot of people don't realize we're going through some stuff too, man. Like, you know, that shit's real. And so, like, for someone to vibe with that or for it to resonate with someone, it's really like, it's a magical moment. I think that it really is what makes being a singer and writing music important to me, for sure, is the being able to connect and, you know, just knowing that you're not in this alone and just having the ability to be able to bounce that off other people, you know?
Absolutely. You gave me confident shoulders. Now I've got that,
exactly. Yeah, there you go.
I got my confident shoulders back.
There you go. You gotta have your confident shoulder. There you go.
I like it. We just made something up. It's great.
I like it. I'm down for that. That's cool.
I love it. So, new band, let's chat about some music. If you love rock, love metal, and you have a heart, chances are Fire from the Gods has touched you with their music. I and SOS are a few of my absolute favorite Fire songs of all time. It's so cool that you were a fan of the band. Now you're in the band. So what are a few of your favorite Fire from the Gods songs?
For sure, In Transmission is probably one of that's top. That's my top right now. Excuse Me, The Voiceless, really, that one really strikes a chord with me. Pretty much all the ones that we played this weekend are they're like pretty, you know, I know, you know, I'm not the one that wrote the songs, but they are pretty personal to me, you know. It's a lot of the material in there. I mean, it directly affects me, you know, being who I am, being black, you know, that whole, it's very, it means a lot, you know. It's very important.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have a question about social justice issues and a few questions, but if you have empathy, if you have heart, and if you see the world and you see other people, that is one of the reasons why I love Fire from the Gods so much, because there are a lot of times where I'm just very upset and I'm like horrified for other people, and it's very overwhelming, and I've always like felt so safe listening to Fire from the Gods, and I can be like grocery shopping, going to the gym, and just like having to get everything done that I have to get done for the day. But I can still just be upset in my mind. And I've always been able to go to Fire from the Gods music for that. And that has just been something that's really personal for me, and everything that's happened in the world in the past, like, especially the, you know, for you, your whole life. Maybe more so for others the past like 4 or 5 years that they've seen things, but it's just, it's cool to put something out into the world that is such an instrument for people, or it's such a place to go when
definitely.
people feel so upset about what's going on in the world.
Yeah, I think that's one of the big things that I do enjoy about the band, is their ability to almost be like a lighthouse or like a beacon. Like, you know, if you're feeling off, you know, it's like, it sounds like the words are being spoken directly to you. You know, it's like you can get on board with that and feel empowered and feel like, you know, you're not alone, and like, you know, there is hope. And you know, it's pretty dark for a lot of people out there, and it's really nice to be able to have a lifeline. And for a lot of people, music is that lifeline. So, you know, it's very interesting, and it's very just awesome to be a part of that, and just to have my name be in that storyline and to be able to help is incredible. It's all I could ever ask for.
Yeah, it really is incredible. You debuted 2 new songs at the show, Great Unknown and Incinerate. Great Unknown is obviously what we're watching you guys do right now. Embark into the great unknown, wherever it may lead. Does life kind of feel brand new to you right now?
Yeah, 100%. This time last year, I was in a completely different place, pretty dark place. So, things get better and things turn around. If you stick with what you believe in and you believe in yourself, doors will open up and things will work themselves out. And it's kind of where we're at right now. And, when Richie hit me up and because we've been friends for a while, Volumes has toured with Fire a couple times. And we just got to talking, and it's a very big thing. Like it wasn't even like, hey, come join the band. It was like, well, let's work on some music together and see how it sounds, see if we vibe together. Because I've been writing and just doing stuff with other artists, and so I just wanted to see what happened. So we went out to Houston, recorded, and it went way better than anyone had imagined that it would go. And so then we flew back. I flew back a few more times, and we just kept writing and writing and writing. And the next thing you know, we have an EP's worth of material. And we were kind of just like, okay, well, what are we going to do now? And it's kind of like where the great unknown came from, because it's like we don't really know what to expect or what's happening. We just know that we're all drawn to this thing together, and we're going to see where it goes. And so, we're going to take the ride, man. Take the ride in the great unknown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do have to say, I already have Great Unknown stuck in my head, just listening to it over and over again from the video.
Awesome.
It's so serious, like, to me. It's so, like, already on the radio. And I just had this thought 2 seconds ago. It's not typed out. Tell me if it's weird. Your vocals in it are so good, but like the vocal styling of it, where it's like, welcome to the great unknown. It's like, it's kind of like this incubus-y, spacey kind of thing. Is that weird? Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
No, not at all. I mean, I definitely love Incubus. Brandon Boyd, he's an amazing guy, amazing singer. The band is fire, so I mean, no pun intended. But they're an incredible band. So I mean, all of those bands like Incubus, Deftones, Tool, System, those are all bands that I grew up listening to. So, and I mean, some of those bands are really do it for me. So, I wouldn't be surprised if those influences come out for sure. I mean, it's in there for some. Those are some of the greats, the tops for me,
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like it's different than what I've heard your voice do before in Volumes. I feel like it's vocally a little different, and I'm hearing this different side of your voice to it where I'm like, cool. Like, oh, I don't know, I like it.
Yeah, you and me both, man. That's the one good thing another good thing about working with Richie and Fire and the boys is that we were able to experiment and do stuff that no one knew that I could do, and I didn't even know I could do, or like some stuff that doesn't ever make it out past the shower, stuff, normal things. Like with this band, are kind of like we were able to just kind of say fuck it and just like really just go for it. Just if it doesn't sound cool or if we don't like it, then we don't use it, and if we do like it, then we'll stick with it and just see what happens with it. And I think that, especially in the Great Unknown, like we definitely, there's a different pattern, there's a whole different style of music. So it's like, I wanted to try and do something different that would be more fitting for this style project, it does get pretty heavy, and we do have some pretty wild parts, but we also have a lot of very like clean singing, and I think the dynamic is being able to use that as, as I'm not AJ, and I could never be AJ. I would never say that, I would never even try to compare that. So even though I'm just putting my own spin on his legacy and whatever that is, and just trying to just do my job. That's kind of it.
Yeah, that's a lovely way to put it. I really like that a lot. Yeah. Hand over heart. I like the way you said that. That was great. For sure. So
that's my guy. I love him. There's no hard feelings between he and I. I love him.
Yeah.
We're all good.
Yeah, I absolutely love him too, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we talked about this like 2 questions ago, but it's heavy on my head, and it's kind of interesting. I did a post about it earlier, and people went off in the comments. So it's just kind of interesting, like what's happening in the world right now. So I'll ask it again. It's kind of like just asking the same question I did like 2 questions ago, but Dropkick Murphys just talked, about the administration and a not great light, and then they got kicked off of X, and it just made people like go off in the comments, if you should talk about things, should not talk about things. So the question is, social justice is something that has always been really important to me, and it's something I've always known is really important to Fire. Being that you guys are doing something new together, is that something that you guys are still passionate and proud of, being an example of compassion, power, empathy, and strength when you take up for others? Because that's what it feels like is up for debate right now.
Sure, and I think it's pretty ridiculous that it is up for debate. And like, it's just, how can you not have a heart? It's not that hard to be a decent person, like, regardless of where you stand on, which side of the left or the right or whatever it is. I mean, there should be the ability to have common decency and to be able to treat someone with respect. And, your right to feel a certain way ends where mine begins. Everybody, it's just like being able to find that common place should be easy, and like being able to stand. If you see something wrong, why wouldn't you stand up for someone? Like, I don't know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So in long and short, yes, it's still something that's very important to us, and it is cool that I'm able to, write about it and talk about it in a way that could be more direct, because it has always been something that has been important to me, and human rights and all of that good stuff. And it's, I just have never been in a position or in a band that was the focus. Before, it was only just about, life struggles or personal feelings, or, just trying to get past, your own demons, and it's cool to be able to be in a band that's already set up to, like, okay, we could still talk about that, but we have the world in mind too, more blatantly, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you get the opportunity to make a difference.
It's cool, man. It's really cool, man. It's fun to be able to explore that, because I've never been able to experience that. So this is new water, great unknown water. Ooh, yeah.
I love it. Yeah. There you go. When I think about Fire, just off the top of my head, I think about how many times I've felt hopeless or I felt like giving up in a situation, and the lyrics that Fire have, giving up ain't an option, I'm not built to collapse. Giving up ain't an option, I'm not built to collapse. Wait, I did the inflection wrong.
You got it. You got
there
it.
you go.
You got it.
I won't lay down and die. Like, I won't lay down and die. I cannot tell you how many times that song has kicked me in the butt and been like, nope, keep going. Don't give up.
100%,
so,
man.
Yeah. That
even
is
myself, it's like music that like uplifts you, man. Like, you feeling super down on yourself, man, and just feel like, no one hears where you're at, or like it's hard to like voice it to other people or put it out there like that you're going through it, and it's just like it's like a pat on the back, like, hey man, you got this, and like we're in this together kind of thing, and it's so. I mean, I can keep going back to that, but it's an amazing feeling, and it's cool, and it's cool to be able to know that I'll be able to do that for others, and so I don't know, it's a cool responsibility, but it's one that I've always loved and always taken very seriously.
Yep. Very apparent with the way that you walk on stage and what you do on stage. Very apparent that you take that seriously.
I love it. It's the only thing I really love to do, so it's it means everything to me.
Awesome. Great. So I'm a huge lyrics person, so I wanted to ask you some different lyrics for different bands. Okay. That's one of my favorite Fire lyrics. So what's a favorite lyric from Bury Your Dead, a favorite lyric from Volumes, and a favorite lyric from Fire from the Gods?
Oh my Lord.
I know. It's like do,
Kill, Marry, Fuck or something like that. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
I'm so mean.
Man. All right. So for Bury Your Dead, probably off self-titled, be the opening track, Sympathy Orchestra, and sometimes I forget you forgot my name. Sometimes I forget you forgot my face. And that was when I was really going through a really rough time. And it was just about infidelity in a relationship. And that's really shaped the album, which just relationship drama for that whole album. But that really kind of like summed it up for me on that one. For Volumes, let's see. I'll have to go with Waves Control, and the line is also pretty dark, but it's now that I'm gone, I'm on my own, alone in my room. I look down at my gun, picking it up. I don't want to give up, but I'm stuck in this rut that I've dug and I'm fucked. Obviously, we've seen some dark days, and that song starts off with a negative connotation, but it does, it's about finding the balance and to being in a really dark place, and then finding the strength to make it out into the light. So there is a light at the end of the dark tunnel in that song. Yeah,
absolutely.
And Fire. Okay, let's see. Now for Fire, let's do. We'll do. I don't know why I'm so with the guns and vines. Maybe I shouldn't. But the voice list. We'll take a segment.
No. We're gonna do it because I was actually going to say, Chad from Mudvayne was on here telling me how like he was like looking at his wife and like looking on in bed and looking at a gun on the nightstand and was like really wanting to himself
do the move. Yeah, do the
but
move.
He looked at his wife in bed and she was asleep and he's like, well, I can't do that to her, so there's so many people I've had on this podcast that have talked about that. So You're kind of squirming a little bit. I can like watch you squirm going like, I know it's bad, but I'm like, actually lots of people have talked about what you're talking about right now. So don't feel different or weird because a lot of people have been on this podcast to talk about that exact same thing. So don't feel weird or different. Yeah.
And I mean, if you are going through that, can I put a little segment in there? If you are going through something like that, that's not the answer. Find a friend to talk to. You're not alone. There is help available. Please, man.
Yeah.
We don't need any more people making final decisions over something that can be, that will change one way or the other. Whatever you're going through, it will change, good, bad, or indifferent. So, it's not time. You don't need to punctuate it so soon, man. That's not. You shouldn't quit. You can't quit. Come on, man. Come on now.
Mm-hmm.
And we all go through it, it's a very serious thing,
Yeah.
But you just have to, gotta hang in there, man. Hang in there.
Yeah. Yep. I did last summer. I was. So I'm not even typically that sad of a person, and I felt a little bit like that. So it
It'll get
really
you, man.
happens
Sneak
to
up on you.
everyone.
Yeah, it could get it happens to anyone, man. And
It
all it takes
really
is
does.
one thing. Next thing you know, things are spiraling out of control. So
Yeah. And
it's important to have a circle around you, or have a lifeline, or anyone that you could just rely on or talk to, even for a minute.
yeah. And now I have a few friends who are like really sad right now, and I really feel like I'm on the other side of it, of this like really deep depression that I felt like. I really feel like I was so depressed, like I didn't get out of bed for 4 months, and now I'm like, I feel great, I'm fine. And I really do feel that. And now I'm able to tell a couple of friends of mine who are like really sad right now. I'm like, oh my God, girl, it gets so much better. You're gonna be fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
And
I
I
think
really feel on the other
that's
side of
part.
it.
Yeah, man. Once you do make it through, which it will happen, it does happen, man. Even if it comes in waves, it's cyclical, and like you may go through some other stuff again, but at least it does get better, even for a moment, and you just gotta remember to take that and run with that. And like once you do make it to the other side, I feel like it's up to us, to the people that who are around us, is just to let them know and love on them that, yo, it does get better. I was in your position, like just try and be there. That's the best thing that you can do, is just try and be there for the people that that are around you, or that you care about and that you love on.
Yeah, absolutely. So, with the announcement of you joining Fire, I did some posts about it, and there has been a complete outpouring of love for your music in Volumes and in Bury Your Dead. Bury Your Dead especially. There have been so many people who have like messaged me, commented, been like, oh my God, Bury Your Dead, da, da, da. So is there any message you could give to those people who are flooding my comments and sending me DMs going like, oh my God, his work in Bury Your Dead so good? I just thought it was really cool that they still rock with you with like
Yeah,
that project from so long ago.
yeah, that's such a long time ago. It seems like another lifetime. Um, Thank you. I never dreamed of the impact that would have on so many people, and I get asked about it all the time, and that was an incredible journey for me. It was when I joined the band, I think I was like 23, and like they were like massive. So it was like it was a dream come true for me to be just to be involved in that and have that experience. So, if anything, I would just say, man, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It's like on the days that I didn't think that no one ever really gave a shit, and like it was really hard, like even seeing the comments and like the encouraging comments now, it's just like, man, that makes it all worth it. Like, what if I had to quit, or what if I had to given up, or like, how would things have been different? And so that it really changed my life, and I'll forever be grateful to the guys in the band, and you know, and anytime that we get an opportunity to do a reunion, uh, you know, it'll
He
be fun.
winked for everyone listening. He winked.
Yeah. So,
Gotcha. I
yeah.
love that.
And that's
Yeah,
all I
well,
can say about that.
there you go. Well, you
But we are
can,
busy. I won't say we are busy, but
yeah,
I'm a very busy man. Let's just say
yeah,
that.
yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
Well, it's very apparent that that project, that, you dedicate a lot of life to, it's definitely like home for a lot of people. Was the feeling that I got from like all the
Yeah.
messages and comments that I've been seeing. So, this
The
special,
feeling is
beautiful thing you put
mutual.
out into the world.
Yeah. The feeling is so mutual. Like, I use that to help pull my own self through my own personal struggles when we were writing those albums. So yeah, just thanks. It's awesome, man. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
I love that. So, new project. What are you guys up to for the rest of the year?
Mm. Well, we're gonna put out more music. We're gonna actually release the EP. It's called The Great Unknown. Hopefully by summer, that's what we're looking at. I think that's kind of where we're early, late spring, I guess. Are we in spring yet? I don't know with the
Yeah, we're
groundhogs here.
spring, I
Are we
think. I don't
spring?
know.
Is it spring? Okay.
I don't know. When I was
Well, it's still
little,
cold outside, so I don't
yeah,
know.
I don't know. When I
It's
was
cold.
little, because my birthday's in March, I used to think I was Irish because my birthday was in March. So don't ask me.
Hey, man.
So,
Maybe.
so a little, I don't know. By March, I feel like we're kicking. Like,
Yeah,
I
okay.
don't, yeah.
But in the next, before the end of the summer, we'll be out and hopefully we have some talks with shows and stuff that we're working on, and we'll just get back to work. The band is really hungry, and we're very anxious to show everyone what we've been working on, and we're ready to rock, man. Like just getting that little bit of a taste on Saturday wasn't enough, man. The next day we were all like, man, I wish we were going to do day two or doing something, wish we were leaving for tour. So, we'll be making some noise for the rest of the year. It's gonna be a good time.
Awesome. Perfect. Okay, last question. When is the Cassius reunion?
Oh man, I would love to do it. I think we could definitely do it. The biggest problem is that one of the members lives in Japan, so. But we're all still really good friends. We all talk. We bounce the idea around back and forth, but it's just like it's been so long. We kind of feel like no one would really care. So I don't know. We there's unreleased music that we do have, and I thought to maybe put some stuff out or re-release some stuff or clean it up and do it again. There've been talks, but right now they're just talks. I would love to do it though, and I know that the rest of the guys would. If we could pull it off, it would be great. But we're just spread out all over the country or all over the world at this point right now, so it's a little bit difficult.
Awesome. Well, I believe it will happen. I believe
I
there's
hope so.
beauty
That
in
would
the
be sick,
world.
man. Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. That'd be crazy.